welcome back to Slushie Review. This is Keith.
And this is Chris.
And today we are talking about the illustrious classic Coming to America.
Yes.
1988.
That was the year it came out?
I think so.
It was a good year.
Couldn't even speak yet.
Same.
Were you born in 88?
I was.
Oh, okay.
So depending on the time of year, I definitely couldn't speak.
Well,
And
I don't
depending
think
on,
any of the year you could have.
No, but
Right.
there was a much lower chance of me speaking at a certain point of that year.
Wait, when's your birthday?
April.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So prior to April,
That's
I wasn't
fair.
really doing any talking.
Hey, you don't know that.
That I
though.
know of.
You don't know what's going on in
I
there.
might have had a podcast in there and created the whole format.
I love it.
Just casting.
I love just.
You know.
Oh, shit. That's fair.
You know how I be.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. So we decided to do Coming to America because Coming to America
Yeah.
came out this past week. And we decided we're just going to do both of them. So
Why not?
after this one, next up, Coming to America also.
There you go.
Coming also to America. Coming also America. Who knows?
Oh my.
That was her name, I guess.
What?
Sorry. Did you just yell America? I did. Okay, so either way, this episode of Coming to America is brought to you by homemade blue raspberry lemonade / cranberry pineapple
Yes.
slushies.
Which I love. I love anything with pineapple in it.
I almost forgot what they were called. I was like, what did I just make? Either way, so with that being said, I guess let's get started.
Let's do it.
Thank you for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you follow us at Slushie Review on Twitter at Slushie Review. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search Slushie Review. We pop up. We're the first result. And then check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, coming soon, Instagram. Follow us on IG.
The gram.
At Slushie Review Podcast.
Yes.
We just started it. Need some followers. Need some likes. Okay. Thank you, Keith, for those kind words. I'm gonna leave that in there. Let's get started with the plot.
Oh, God. All right.
It's on you, Chris.
All right. So, the movie starts with Prince Akeem of Zamunda being awakened at 8 a.m., the ungodly hour of 8 a.m., on his, what do they say, his 21st birthday, which, God help anyone who wakes me up any day of the week at 8 a.m., let alone on my fucking birthday.
Same.
And if I'm part of some royal family, you're probably getting your head cut off. He gets woken up at 8 a.m. on his 21st birthday, gets up, has breakfast with his parents after getting his bath and being cleaned and having people throw rose petals in front of him everywhere he goes so he can walk around and look fancy. He looks around at his life and realizes that he feels a little unfulfilled. He doesn't really... I forget what he says to his dad. He says he's 21 years old, he's a prince, he's never tied his own shoes.
Yes.
To which his father responds, coming from a man who has tied his own shoes, it is I forget what he said, like a wholly, was it underwhelming experience or unfulfilling experience? Same.
It's not that great.
Yeah, he's like, so Prince Akeem wants to get out there and he wants to live life, discover what life has to offer to him. His father tells him there ain't shit out there for him, but he knows better. And he decides to take his best friend, Arsenio Hall, and come to America to according to his father, sow his royal oats. Because he is in an arranged marriage. He's set up to be married. He doesn't want to be married to someone that he doesn't choose himself or that doesn't choose him. Someone he doesn't connect with. So he meets his arranged bride. There's no connection. He doesn't want to get married. tells his father, I can't get married yet. I haven't lived life. It's a ruse. He wants to come to America to find his bride. Mm-hmm. So they come to America with, oh God, so many fucking bags and suitcases, and they're getting escorted out of the airport by all their attendants. And Akeem steps in front of a taxi cab and just holds his hand out. Gets called, is it called a dumb fuck?
Yes.
So you can tell he's in America. They're in Queens, New York. They decide they want to live the simple. Well, Akeem decides he wants them both to live the simple life. He and Semmi. So they find a terrifying apartment building to live in a fairly rough neighborhood. Get all their bags stolen as soon as they turn the other way. Get put into an apartment where a man died and his dog. Blind man and his dog died. So they get set up. They get jobs at the local fast food establishment, McDowell's. Legally distinct from McDonald's. Cannot stress that enough. It is not the same.
Not the same.
They got the Big Mac. McDowell's has the Big Mick.
Same.
They still got, 2 all beef patties. Special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions. No sesame seed bun. McDowell's doesn't use seeds in their buns. So It's different. It's different.
Golden arches?
Yes. There's no golden arches at McDowell's. McDonald's has the golden arches. McDowell's has the golden arcs. It's different.
It's different.
So they work there, mopping, taking out trash, washing windows, disarming would-be robbers. Akeem falls in love, or it doesn't immediately fall in love. Akeem's eye is caught by the owner's daughter, Lisa, and throughout the movie they pursue a relationship. He's less than forthright about his situation, but he's still, it's pretty clear that he cares about her. Mm-hmm. She's involved with a man who seems to be more interested in himself and getting in good with her father than in his own relationship with Lisa.
Facts.
There's lots of hijinks. I feel like we're going to talk about a lot of it, but they fall in love. They have a little falling out. They fall back in love. They decide to get married at the end. Boom. That's the movie. That's the plot.
That is the movie. End.
I've got, there's a lot of ins, a lot of outs.
That's fair.
And a little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little hey, ho, hey. I'm not gonna worry about carbs anymore.
Don't worry about carbs anymore. Okay. So then it's my turn for the cast?
Yes, that's the plot. I'm going to throw it over to Keith for the cast of Coming to America.
So, as we know, Coming to America was made in 1988. So, a lot of these people who I may or may not name are famous now. They were famous back then, maybe, but they're famous now, at least most of them. So, I'm going to just go down the list. First up, we have Paul Bates. Paul Bates was Oha. He sung Queen to Be. He also was the personal servant of the king. He also was he wasn't necessarily a butler in the movie, but he was he ran the show.
Yeah.
He made sure everything went off without a hitch. Next up we have Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. Eddie Murphy plays Prince Akeem. Arsenio Hall plays Semmi. They both play 6 different parts. That's all you need to know. This is a classic movie. Go see it. That's all you need to know.
It's on Amazon. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
But he does play 2 of my favorite people, Prince Akeem, and he plays Randy Watson. I love Randy Watson. Next up, Garcelle Beauvais. She was a rose bearer. She was what do you call... I know how you know her, but she was a little known, whatever. But the way you know her is she was in Spider-Man Homecoming.
I just saw that.
Oh, did you? Oh, you're looking at it?
I'm looking at it now. She was Michael
was,
Keaton's wife.
Yes, she was. I was
Her.
gonna say I knew you knew her. I knew her from other stuff, but I was like, how does he know her? And I was like,
are they in a superhero movie? That's how I know them.
Yeah, she was in.
That's probably how I know them.
She's been in a lot of things, but she's a very good actress. I like her. She's cool. Next up, we have James Earl Jones, young old Anakin himself, King Jaffe Joffer. James Earl Jones is he's just a delight. He's about 90 years old.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Literally.
Yeah, he is. He
just turned 90 this year, January 17th.
90 years young.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I'm going to hit you with a little fact that is one of my likes, and I'm going to just say it in a minute. Playing his wife was Queen Aoleon, Madge Sinclair. She unfortunately passed away in 1995. But before she did that, her and James Earl Jones, which is one of my likes, actually play husband and wife in another movie.
No.
Called The Lion King.
What?
Yep. So he was Mufasa and she was Queen Sarabi.
Nailed it.
They were also co-stars or husband and wife in like 4 other movies.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so great. So she was not in Coming to America, the sequel. So, but she was great in the movie. Next up we have Arsenio Hall. Like I said, he plays Semmi. He also plays Reverend Brown and Extremely Ugly Girl. That's great. Let's see. Vanessa Bell Calloway. She was in this. She plays Imani Izzi, which was she was trained to be the next princess of Zamunda in Coming to America, and Eddie Murphy did not want to marry her, or Prince Akeem did not. But she's actually a dancer by trade, I believe. But she's also an actress. She's been in this. She was also in What's Love Got to Do with It, which is a Tina Turner story. Tina Turner and Ike Turner. She played her sister in that movie. She actually taught her. Maybe it wasn't her sister, but she taught her. In the movie, she played the lady who taught Tina Turner to be a Buddhist. So, if you ever watch the movie, she's great in it. Next up, you have Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr. was a young lad getting his hair cut in the barbershop scene. And literally, as soon as the camera focuses on the barbershop scene, it's Cuba Gooding Jr. just right there. Right before he started in Boys in the Hood, he was in this movie. So, good job for him. Let's see. Frankie Faison, he was the landlord. He was in White Chicks. He's been in other stuff too, but I remember him mostly from White Chicks. You ever seen White Chicks?
No.
It's stupid, but it's funny.
I can imagine.
Yeah, fair.
I know a lot of people that really like it. I just haven't seen it.
That's fair. Let's see. Next up, we have. I'm gonna just name some people. Let's see. There's Karen Owens and Sharon Owens. They were ex-Siamese twins in the dating scene. There was also Fresh Peaches and Sugar Cube. They were also twins. Jeanette Vanessa Colon. They were also twins in that in Coming to America as well, in the dating scene. Let's see. Next up, John Amos. John Amos is Cleo McDowell. He's known for this. He's known for Good Times, which was a show that aired back in the 70s with Jimmy J.J. Walker. He actually died in that show, and it was right after that the show kind of went off the air.
Oh.
He was, what?
I didn't know that he...
Well, what happened was they killed him off. I think it was a contract dispute, maybe. Maybe not. I don't really know the backstory, but the thing was, a lot of people were upset that he got killed off, not because he died, but because that, before the Cosby Show, that was the only show in the air that showed a positive black father in a black community. So people were really pissed off about it, and I think he was too. But he was also in Die Hard 2, which I love. He's been in a lot of different movies. Oh, yeah, he was in Uncut Gems. That's right. But he's been in a lot of different movies. So that's great. Let's see. We have Sherry Headley, Lisa McDowell. She is the person that Prince Akeem is going after hard in this movie. Next up after that, we have Eric LaSalle. Eric LaSalle is known for this and for being on the show ER. He was on ER for some time, like about a decade at least. He was also in this, Coming to America. He was in Logan. I don't know if you remember that.
It's been a long time since I saw that.
Since you saw Logan?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember when Logan meets up with the family and at the barn?
And he gets them all killed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he's the dad.
Oh.
He's Eric LaSalle's the dad in that one. Yep.
Never had a chance.
They really didn't. Yeah. But either way, he's very unlikable in Coming to America. Next up, we have Louis Anderson. There was some controversy that came out about Louis Anderson probably about a week ago.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't read the article, to be fair. But they were talking about Coming to America when Coming to America came out, the sequel. And Eddie Murphy said that they had to hire Louis Anderson because he was white.
Yes.
And
I read the article.
Oh, did you?
I don't, either it wasn't a long article or I only read it until it stopped interesting me. But I did read it. That it said that apparently the studio wanted a white comedian or like wanted a white actor in it.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, he's like popular right now. He's funny. He's cool. Let's use him.
Sure. They gave him 2 lines in the movie.
Yeah.
And they called him a fat boy.
Yep.
Samuel Jackson did. Speaking of Samuel Jackson, Samuel Jackson's next up.
A small part actor.
Yes, he did. This was one of his smallest roles. One of his smallest roles. He is a stick-up guy.
Yes.
Hold up, man, as they call him in this movie. One of my first introductions to him was this movie, and I love Samuel Jackson. So, this next guy I'm going to mention. I know his face, and I forgot he was in this movie. Oh, yeah, that's right. He was in this movie. Okay, his name is Vondi Curtis Hall. He played the guy who came up to Prince Akeem in the basketball game and was, like, kneeling and bowing to him. Okay. So he was in this movie. He was also in Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, the one you were telling me about.
I love that movie.
Where everyone has guns, but they still talk like it's old world English.
They call their guns swords. I love it. He was in this. He was in that. He was in Broken Arrow, which is a great movie.
He was in Daredevil.
He was in...
the series.
I don't know, maybe. I didn't see it. I didn't watch it.
No.
Daredevil?
Yeah.
No, I would never.
It was pretty good.
The movie was trash.
The movie was ass. The series was actually rather enjoyable.
Was probably trash as well.
The series was much better.
Because he's blind and I don't care. Sorry, I just don't. Not in real life, not in fake life. I don't. Like, I don't. Whatever. But he's been in a lot of different things. He was in Soul Food, which is great. Let's see. Next up, we have the universe of Coming to America is tied into Trading Places. Don Ameche, Ralph Bellamy, they play Mortimer and Randolph from Trading Places, and at the end of Trading Places, they go broke. And in Coming to America, they are transients on the street, homeless people on the street, and they're great. That's it. That is it. Let's see. Next up. That's actually it. There's an uncredited guy. His name is F. Gary Gray. He's actually a director. I don't know if he directed this, but he definitely directed Friday.
Oh.
Yep. He's a pretty big director. And that's it. That is the cast.
There's some pretty good people in this movie, though.
Absolutely. Of course. I named them all. No. To be fair, no, absolutely. It's a great comedy. Let's see. Do you want to go with the likes?
Me first?
You want to go?
You
want me to
first.
go? I don't care.
Whichever.
You decide.
Oh, boy. You go first.
Okay. Coming to America, my likes. First, let me say this. Coming to America is one of my favorite movies. I probably said this before. I don't know if I said it on this podcast or a different podcast. Stand Off Topic with Keith. Check it out. Or don't. Either way. I'm not your boss.
I am. Do it. I am full on Charles in charge of you, listeners. Listen to it.
Same. Going to school, I didn't have a lot of money. So when I was in my dorm, I had a computer and I had FrostWire. And I downloaded movies all the time. Coming to America was on that list. Training Day was on that list. Accepted was on that list. You ever seen that?
Yes.
That is just so many good movies that I saw.
It's been a minute since I've seen that, but yes. The Penguin was in it.
Who?
Penguin. Robin Lord Taylor. Goblin
Yes.
Penguin.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You told me that before, and I'm like,
Yep.
I don't remember him. And I don't remember him.
He was the guy who thought he could blow shit up with his mind.
I don't even remember the movie, honestly.
That's fair.
I don't. I just know I had it. But I had about 100 movies, and I watch all of them. That's why I love movies, because I had nothing else to do but go to school, play football, and watch movies. And I did all those things very well. So,
there you go.
But Coming to America, I also downloaded, not the soundtrack, okay? I downloaded the clips of the funniest parts. And so I would listen to him. So, like, when he sings... She's Your Queen to Be, I had that song. I had that 1 minute snippet, and I played it over and over again every day. Let's see. The joke at the end, play that over and over again every day. Them coming into the shop the first time when he's talking about Joe Louis, play that over and over again. The second time they come into the shop and they're talking about Martin Luther King, play that over and over again. Let's see, what else? Just everything. So it was great. So that's all I used to listen to. So while we were watching the movie, I was quoting it, and I was like, I'm not gonna stop.
I was loving it.
Yeah, it's great. So either way, first off, get into a little serious topic. My first like is Coming to America, the culture. The thing about Eddie Murphy that a lot of black people give him credit for. This movie and Boomerang are two movies. You ever seen Boomerang? You ever heard of it?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, these two movies are 99% black.
Okay.
Everybody in it is either a black actor or, a black writer, black director, whatever the case may be. And there were white people in the movie. It wasn't just Louis Anderson. But it didn't show black people in only a negative light. Everybody who was good, everybody who was bad, everybody who was in between were black. In this movie, it's about Africa, it's about kings and queens, it's about royalty, it's about the other family being well off as well, not just broken down in the slums, as every other movie depicted black families always. So, that's the culture part of it. Boomerang is literally a romantic comedy with Eddie Murphy, John Witherspoon, Robin Givens, Halle Berry. Who else is in that movie? And like 18 other comics are in that movie. It's about a black-owned, and then the thing about it is, and I'll say it after, but it's about a black-owned marketing company, and Eddie Murphy coming to the company and falling in love with one of the women in the company. That's literally what it's about. Everybody's wealthy, everybody's well off, everybody has a job. There are no crackheads in the movie, simple as that. And so the thing about both movies is that they don't even talk about the fact that they're black. They're just like, hey, this person's a king and queen. Hey, this person owns a marketing company, and that's it. It's not black owned. It's not and it's like it normalizes what a lot of things, especially in the early 90s and the late 80s, didn't normalize. So that's my first like.
Nice.
Second like. Everything is over the top and I love it. Everything. everything, and just in the Africa setting when they're at the castle, it's all over the top. All high. Every time something needed to happen, he claps. Every single time, not even missing a beat. He had to clap for them to start throwing pedals. He clapped for them to stop. He clapped when the bathroom door opened. He clapped when it closes. I was just like, this guy, and I loved every minute of it. And then he sings "She's Your Queen to Be," which is my next which is the greatest song ever. And I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, great song, great song. I always listened to it. It was what it was. But what really made me love the song was when I finally heard the lyric. She's your queen to be. She's free from infection. She's to be used at your discretion. And I was just like, what? I thought it was a love song. And then I heard that lyric. Yeah. And then I didn't hear that lyric the first time I heard the song. I was just like, wait a minute. I love it, though. And I love the fact that he hits those high notes. I love all high. He's hilarious. I can only imagine that's how royalty lives. Like, he gets bathed every day. Somebody brushes his teeth. Somebody washes him. Somebody wipes his mouth after he brushes teeth and spits. When he gargles, they do his throat, like the gargle thing. Or I don't even know what you call it, but they do it. Let's see. They have elephants roaming the yards. They have lions everywhere. Like, it's just so good. They have dancers for every single thing. They have rose petals on their feet. They sit at a table that's 18,000 feet long. They have to talk to each other through an intercom. It's great.
Oh, yes.
It's great. That's it. I said it already, but it's my like. I said King and Queen, also Lion King. I already talked about it. I love it. I love the fact that there were kings and queens on both movies. Simple. King Mufasa. King Jaffe. I love it. Next like. My T Sharp. The barbershop. I love it. Because even in the movie they say Mighty Sharp, and I love it. The barbershop scenes are some of my favorite scenes. They call him Kunta Kinte. They ask, what kind of chemicals you use in your hair? Oh, just juices and berries. I used to say that forever, all the time. Whatever. What else? When they're talking about Joe Louis, he's like, Frank Sinatra sat in his chair and asked Frank Sinatra, I said, hey, how old is Joe Louis? He said, 137 years old. 137 years old. He was like, man, you ain't me no Frank Sinatra. Fuck you. Fuck you and fuck you. Who's next? My favorite. My absolute favorite. The fact that they say, here's the thing. I love it. I think it's a cultural thing. But
that scene is just fucking hilarious.
Oh, absolutely. But them calling Martin Luther King Martin Luther the King. That's it. I love it. Reminds me of people that I grew up with, and I love it. It's my favorite. Is that Velvet? That's a
what is that, Velvet?
Listen, that movie inspired so many jokes on other people.
I don't know how many times I saw that movie when I was younger before I realized that was Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Oh, talk about people being upset and butthurt. But Eddie Murphy did whiteface. So.
Yeah, and?
So what? No one cares. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. did blackface and it was fucking hilarious.
I mean, it was funny.
It was fucking hilarious. I loved every minute of it. And he's still Iron Man. He's dead, but he's Iron Man. Still dead, though.
Until they find a way to bring him back. Who knows?
Yeah. When his next movie tanks, that's what's gonna
happen. When the next Dr. Dolittle movie takes a shit in theaters. And they're like, hey, remember that multiverse movie we were making? Guess who's all bringing the whole cast back? Let's do it.
Bring everybody
back. I will
back.
Be there for it.
Oh, 6 seasons in a movie. Let's see what else about the barbershop. Everything. That's it. That's it for the barbershop. Actually, I'll just say my next. It's not my next like, but my next like. The spoon joke. If you allow me to, I would love to say the spoon joke.
I'll allow it.
I might mess it up. I feel like Stewie. Oh, I'm going to mess it up. He goes, there's a guy at a restaurant eating soup. He goes, hey, waiter, come try my soup. He's like, what's wrong with the soup? He's like, try my soup. He's like, is the soup too hot? Try the soup. Is the soup too cold? Try the soup. What's wrong with the soup? Try the soup. Okay, I'll try the soup. Where's the spoon? Aha. Aha. You wouldn't know, funny, you bastard.
Yeah, like nobody reacts. You bastards. I love it.
My favorite joke of all time. I fucking love it. I love it. That aha is the best part. I love it. Next up, sexually chocolate. Sexual chocolate. I still don't know if it's sexually chocolate, sexual chocolate. It's supposed to be sexual chocolate, but I'm pretty sure he says sexually chocolate.
Probably, yes, because he's just going crazy up there.
Eddie Murphy's a genius, by the way.
I'm inclined to agree.
You had Randy, or not Randy Watson, sorry. You had Reverend Brown, Arsenio Hall. Just womanizing these women in bikinis at a Black Awareness Church rally, by the way. The irony of everything about this whole thing was hilarious. Just that whole scene itself. Just give me a movie of that scene. It's the best movie that's ever been made. Literally starts off, he's just like, God is good, guys. God is good. Look at these women. Turn around. And they're in bikinis, by the way. Turn around. God is good, isn't he? He's so good. Look, if you don't know God, you can see God right there. And I was just like, sir, please. And he brings up Randy Watson. Who's Eddie Murphy? And he comes in and he says, shoot, what does he say? He was like, you may know him from Eddie the Cop from season 2, one episode of something. He was only on one episode.
I'd say it was called like "What's Going On" or
what's
something.
Going On?
Instead of
what's
happening.
happening?
Instead of what's happening.
Yeah. And he was like Randy something Heights on Randy Watson. Randy Watson comes out. He's like,
to no reaction.
No reaction. No one claps.
No
like
one
3 people
claps.
That boy good.
Yeah, the one. Yeah,
good and terrible.
Good and terrible.
I love it. And he goes. He's like, yeah. He's like, thank you, beautiful people. He's like, give it up for Reverend Brown one time. Reverend Brown has been my reverend since I was a little boy. I love Reverend Brown. Thank you very much. And he kisses her. Reverend Brown wipes it off. Hilarious. He's like, it's a very special night tonight. By the way, I had a clip of this as well, this song. He's singing Whitney Houston, Greatest Love of All. And it's just amazing. And then at the end, he mics drop. And sexy chocolate. Sexy chocolate. Mics drop. Points his hands in the air, points to the right, and walks off.
Yeah, just right. Like the...
That boy good.
Good
terrible.
Good terrible.
No applause, no nothing.
It's so funny.
They're passing around a collection plate. The one guy from the barbershop puts a chicken bone in it. He's like, I thought it was a trash. That was a collection plate. I thought it was a trash.
The guy, is that what he hits him with? He calls him, like, you tall black motherfucker.
Yeah. So I didn't know. He's like, what you want to do? He's like, you tall black motherfucker. He's like, fuck you. Fuck you. I was just like,
in the church
they're
there.
the church.
Like, no one else is talking.
They're the church.
No one else is talking. Like, fuck you, motherfucker.
I love it. I loved every second of it. Just that whole scene. That's it. That's all my likes, man. I mean, honestly, after the sexual chocolate, I wrote nothing else down because I was just enjoying the movie.
Fair.
And then I got to the spoon joke, and I was like, spoon joke. But honestly...
So there's probably some undocumented likes in there somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to say them.
So feel free to jump in at any time.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's see. I know one for a fact when he goes, why are you being nice to Akeem all of a sudden? The boy's got his money. He got his own money. What? He's got his own money. His face is on the money. Oh, he's rich. You did it again. What? Stop pimping out your daughter, sir.
Good old Cleo McDowell.
I love it. I love every minute of it. Yeah, that's it. I'll let you go because I got more, but the movie.
I've got a few.
The movie.
Yeah. All right. First, like the intercom at the breakfast table. Fucking ridiculous. You already mentioned it, but come on, that's great. Right. Sitting at the long ass table, like he's got his own breakfast at his end. His parents have their own breakfast at the other end. They can't even see each other because I'm pretty sure he like looks around the centerpieces to see if he's even still down there. He's like, he's coming down there. What's he doing? He's getting up. He's coming this way. Roseberries! And Oha, like, clap, clap. They start running up behind him to catch up with him, to throw rose petals behind him and then in front of him when he comes up to tell him, he wants to do his own thing. Hilarious. James Earl Jones. Great. I said it while we were watching it. A smile never left my face when he was on screen because he was either, like, just so smiling and happy and like, oh, my son, I'm so proud of my son, or he was like, my son's a fucking moron. And he's doing everything wrong, and I can't believe it. I just thought he was so good because he was like he was either like all smiles or he was all business, and there was nothing in between. And then was it Arsenio? Was it Semmi that he snatched up by the collar and he force choked him up against the doorway? Oh my God!
I get why Kylo loves him.
I couldn't help but see Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So good.
The power. The one, I didn't know who Oha was years ago. I didn't know that was his name. I thought at the scene later, I'm sure you're talking about it, but when they meet Cleo, and he goes, hey now, Jack, this is America. You're going to talk about my daughter like that, I'm going to break my foot off in your ass. He goes, Oha? Like, I thought he was just like, what? You talking to me like that? But then he was
going to handle some business.
He was summoning Oha to write a check for him. And I honestly, for years, I was just like, Oha? Oh,
he thought Oha was going to, like, odd job him.
Well, I didn't know that was Oha.
Yeah.
I thought he was just saying, like, what? Like, Oha? You talking to me? Oha? Like, I was like, oh. So I used to say all the time, like, Oha? Oh, okay, you son of a bitch. And then I found out that was Oha's name because he said it earlier a lot because I'm not paying attention because I'm laughing my ass off. So I'm just like, oh, okay, he was summoning the guy. Okay, got it. I thought he was just being a pimp, like, Oha? Boy, I will knock your ass out. I got African strain. Get out of here. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I loved the dance intro that Imani Izzi got. That was great. It was pretty extended too. That had to have been a lot of work.
Absolutely.
And I think that was awesome.
It reminded me of Thriller and Remember the Time. They do the Michael Jackson videos. They do a lot of those dance moves in both of those videos. Also, Eddie Murphy was in Remember the Time. So, you ever seen the video?
No.
You should definitely see it. It's just Michael Jackson it one day. Just Michael Jackson video it. He'll take you all day. He made movies. He didn't make videos. He made 30-minute movies. He made 30-minute music videos.
He made a video game too.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Moonwalker, right?
Yeah, I played it.
So now the Moonwalker 20-minute movie was amazing.
Was it?
So good. Plot, it was outlandish.
Was there a chimpanzee involved?
Not in that one, no.
Okay.
He didn't have...
It was in the game.
No, he didn't have a monkey in that one. He had a monkey in Leave Us Alone. Just Leave Us Alone. The monkey was in that one. I think that's it, though.
Did the Moonwalker movie video thing involve him saving children?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's the game. Like, you open up doors and there's either a child that you save or there's like a G-Man inside who comes after you.
The guy from... Have you ever seen RoboCop?
Oh, no. Okay. Interestingly enough, no.
The guy from the original RoboCop, the one main villain, he looks like, I don't know, Egghead. He looks like... he has a really big head. He's a bald white dude, and he has really tiny glasses. And in RoboCop, he killed RoboCop, the original guy, before he became a robot. Mm-hmm. But he's also the bad guy in the Moonwalker video, and he kidnaps the children that are watching They watch Michael Jackson dance, and they kidnap him, so he has to go save them. Pretty interesting. Either way, you go ahead.
What was I at? The Landlord, Mr. Townsend. He was fucking hilarious.
Hysterical.
He shows them around. He shows them the apartments, and he's like, "Oh, you'll like this place." What does he say? This place is fucking terrible. Like, it's fucking horrifying. And he shows him that it's like got caution tape over the doors. Tears it down. It's like, "Oh, you love this place. It's fucking horrifying."
Real piece of shit.
It's got the tape outlines of a man. He says a blind man died in here. He got a tape outline of a man, a dog, and then a fucking cane next to it.
You love that?
I was cracking up. I mean, it fucking did it Tom and Jerry, like one of the last movies you watched.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think it was so fucking funny. The dog and then the cane got me. I was dying.
Okay, so the funniest part, and I said it before it happened, was when there's a chalk outline of the guy and the dog, and then he goes, "It's a damn shame what they did to that dog."
You did say it.
And I just said it, and then when he said it, you buzzed out laughing. I was like, joke landed.
It was fucking funny.
It was hilarious.
I thought the whole apartment thing was hilarious. Like, there's like a giant fucking rat walking through the place when they first open the door. Mm-hmm. And then, they're basically living in poverty until Akeem wants to bring Lisa back to the place, at which point Semmi has got a fucking hot tub and a nice TV and champagne and like speakers and all kinds of shit in there.
Bed.
Yeah, like an actual bed. And suddenly it's, I told her that I lived like a poor person because, she doesn't know I'm a prince. And he brings her in, and of course, he goes in first. He opens the door first and sees Semmi sipping champagne in the hot tub. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck has this guy done?" So then they run into the landlord again. He's like, "Oh, he made some adjustments to the apartment, and we can't live here. I need to live into a poorer place." And he's like, "Oh, why don't you move into my place, apartment 1A? It's a real shithole. You'll love it." It's fucking hilarious. And then King shows up at the house later and, knocks on the door because that's the place that he was told where he lives. He shows up and the fucking landlord's sitting in the hot tub with his fedora on and his big fucking stogie watching TV. He's like, "You don't live here anymore." Hilarious. So fucking funny.
I thought you were going to mention when they're about to go upstairs to the apartment, the guy falls down the stairs, and he's like, "You're rich dude on the first motherfucker."
You're rich
He's like,
dude, motherfucker.
Just falling down the stairs, shit ain't gonna work again. God damn it.
That was so good.
Then he wakes up and goes back to sleep. I was like,
"Oh, he's gone." Yeah, because he just falls down the stairs. "Hey, motherfucker." And they're just like smiling, like, "Yeah, this is normal. This is great." That was hilarious. I thought the landlord was a hilarious character.
He was funny.
Randy Watson and Sexual Chocolate were hilarious. Sam Jackson as the hold-up guy was amazing because what's his name? Daryl, the Soul Glow guy, is the person closest to the situation. And of course, you wouldn't expect him to do anything, but Akeem's like, "Oh, I got this shit." Sam Jackson's holding up the place with a shotgun. "Give me the money. Give me the money, fat boy." Push it on Louis Anderson.
Oh,
and he's just putting all the money in a fucking burger bag, just, taking his time. Like, "Quit stalling me. Unscrews the mop top. Donatello's his ass. "Who the fuck is this asshole?" Knocks him on his ass. Arsenio vaults over the counter, grabs the gun, holds him up, and he's like, "All right.
He says,
"You diseased rhinoceros pizzle."
He's like, "Freeze, you diseased rhinoceros pizzle." I love it.
So good. And they're repayment. And Mr. McDowell's like, I'm real proud of the job you guys did in there today. Leave Sunday night open. I'm having a get together at my house. And he makes fucking Semmi the valet. They're both outside, supposed to be parking cars. Semmi has to park the cars. And he brings Akeem inside to pour champagne for everybody the whole night. Classic jerk move.
Same, yes.
But I'm going to give him a like himself, Mr. McDowell, because when it came down to it, when he was like, oh, Jaffe, King Jaffe was like, oh, $1 million, is that compensation enough for you and your daughter? He was like, you can't pay me off. You can't pay my daughter off. $2 million. And I think that's when he says, like, get your checkbook out here before I break my foot off in your royal ass. And he's like, oh, this man has some integrity. Mm-hmm. After all, who you wouldn't think the whole movie, because he's been blatantly ripping off McDonald's to hilarious effect.
I will concur with your and I'll give you a bonus his jerkiness comes from not having money
mm-hmm.
to then having money and wanting their kids to marry rich so they don't struggle like him and his wife did, who has passed away at this point. They don't say how, but she's not there. So he's technically a single father, running a business, wanting his daughters to marry a man who's wealthy so they don't have to struggle. So, I get why he's being the way he is. And he's not necessarily a bad person.
No, I'd say he's a good person.
Yeah.
He had,
but his intentions are a little off.
Yeah.
And then even though Lisa explains, she goes, I understand, Daddy. And he kind of can see. He doesn't say hey, don't go see Akeem. He's just like, okay. She's like, I won't, don't worry. He's like, okay. He has to let it be, but then he still tries to hook her up with the rich guy.
Until Akeem is the richer guy, and he slams the door in his face 4 fucking times. Like, get the fuck out of here!
So money. And he falls up the stairs.
That was so good.
Love it.
So for him, for Oha, he was great. The claps, the singing. He looked super intimidating a lot of the time. Also, when he comes up in McDowell's in that big fucking coat and just steps up to the counter, I would have been terrified. Yeah. And he was incredible. I thought he was great in the role, and I love that he comes back in the next one. Yes. But we'll get there. The barbershop guys were hilarious. I met Dr. Martin Luther King, walk around the corner, bow, someone hit me in the chest, knocked me down, knocked all the wind out of me. I looked up, it was Martin Luther King Jr. He said, I thought you were somebody else.
Oops, I thought you were somebody else.
Amazing. You never met Dr. King. He punched me in the chest. He knocked the wind right out of me. So good.
Yes, it did.
They're talking about the boxers. Who did he say beat up Joe Louis?
Rocky Marciano.
Yeah, like Rocky Marciano. So anytime a white guy bring up boxing a white guy, they got Rocky Marciano out their ass. Rocky Marciano. He beat Joe Louis's ass.
He did whoop Joe Louis's ass.
Joe Louis was 75 years old. He came out of retirement to fight Rocky Marciano. He was 76 years old. So good, he kept going up. It was so fucking funny.
Frank Sinatra sat right in his chair and said, Frank, how old is Joe Louis? He said, 137 years old.
I thought that was so good.
I don't care how old he was. He got his ass whooped.
Because when you had, they had Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy, and I can't remember the other actor's name.
The other guy was also a comedian.
Yeah, when you had the 3 of them, and in that scene, the 4 of them, just going back and forth, yelling at each other, saying dumb shit. So fucking funny. And apparently every time Arsenio Hall's character is eating a Hungry Man dinner or something, or eating a TV dinner. So good.
It's honestly is the epitome. I haven't been in a barbershop in a long time because I cut my own hair. But it's the epitome of a barbershop. It really is. I guess a black barbershop, but a barbershop nonetheless. It's just a lot of shit talking. Well, actually, that's not true. Last time I was in a barbershop was 2009. My buddy used to cut hair, and I went down to his barbershop, and it was, side story. I'm in the barbershop. It's 8 o'clock at night. Barbershop's closed, but, he can open the barbershop because, it wasn't his barbershop. But, hey, after-hour cuts, they're $40 a piece instead of 20. Yeah. So, if I went to go to the barbershop to get a haircut, it's $20. Then you tip. But after hours and on Sundays and stuff, because barbershops, the way their union is set up, they don't cut Sundays and Mondays. It's not really a union, but it's a thing.
Like an unspoken type thing?
Like a nationwide, unspoken, barbershops, at least black barbershops. I don't know how regular barbershops work, but black barbershops are not open on Mondays and Sundays. It's weird to me, but not my call. So if you get a cut on a Sunday or Monday, they charge $50.
Dang.
Yeah, but people will pay it to get their hair cut when they want it, and that's fair. And then you still got to tip. So
hope so, at least.
Yeah, they usually do. Because, I mean, here's my thing. I always tell people, why not tip the people who mess with their food? You should definitely tip the person who's messing with your hair.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Your food, you know, even if you got food poisoning, which never happens, but even if you got it, that's like a couple days. It takes a while for your hair to grow back.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks of shame that you got to deal with. Either way, side story. We're in the barbershop, and it's like I was 20-something at the time, 22. My buddy's 22. And the guys that come in the shop, they're probably like 20, 21, whatever. And we're all college guys, so we're just sitting there talking shit about like sports, and I think LeBron and him playing. And this guy hated LeBron. This other guy, I don't even know his name, but I remember because I put it on Facebook, and it comes up, and I laugh every time. But he goes, "Man, fuck LeBron." He's like, "I hate LeBron so much. Honestly, I don't care who plays LeBron." And they're like, anybody? Is like, anybody. The Taliban can play LeBron, and I'm rooting for the Taliban. That's probably one of the funniest things I ever heard in my life. And I was like, okay, all right, you hate LeBron.
Like one versus how many? Like the entire Taliban?
Doesn't matter.
Jeez.
He didn't give a shit. He was like, fuck LeBron. I was like, okay. Either way.
That's dedication.
So barbershop stuff.
That's fucking hilarious. That's amazing. That's actually hilarious.
Same.
Last, like, I think it was a line. I forget who said it though.
Say it.
I want to say it was Akeem. It's tradition that times always do and must change. Because he talks about, oh, it's tradition that this happens. Is it Akeem that says it? Or is it the
mom?
Aoleon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at one point, what did she say?
Isn't that when he changes his mind? About the whole thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I like that line.
Yeah, that was a lot. Well, because I think I think they said that at the very end when they were getting married. So I don't know who said it.
I forget.
So, but I thought you were talking about before when they were in a limo leaving America, and he goes, well, we can't change anything. Oh, blah. I said, like, why not? The laws are the laws. Who am I to change it?
Are you
I
not
thought
the king?
You were the king.
Yeah, are you not the
like,
king? Yeah.
Ooh,
You burnt.
Your girl will humble you in a second.
And sometimes you need it.
Yeah, he did. He was like, Cat got your tongue?
Yeah.
Close your mouth, sweetie. You look like a
You
trout.
look like a trout. We got a lot to learn about this town.
Who's Bob Vance?
Got a lot to learn about this town, sweetheart. Bob Vance got me this perfume. It's made from real pine. It's Bob Vance.
Classic.
But those are my likes.
Okay.
Hilarious fucking movie.
So great. Dislikes. I'll let you go first.
0. Your turn.
Seto. Michael Cero. I have 0 dislikes. This movie is amazing. And I forget how much I love it until I watch it, and then I quote it all. And I'm like, man, this is one of my favorite movies. And a movie made in the 80s that I love.
There you go.
It is not dated at all. It is an amazing movie. Like, it doesn't date itself at all. Like, in my head. Like, there was a couple times you saw Radio Shack. You're like, Radio Shack.
Yeah, I was like, Radio Shack. I wonder when this movie was made.
Doesn't bother me.
But it wasn't until like a couple years ago that they actually stopped existing.
To be fair.
To me, they stopped existing immediately. When I went into one and they didn't sell video games, I was like, fuck this place. Radio Shack sold how many? I sold because they don't exist anymore. They sold like 5 kinds of batteries, remote control cars, VCRs, home stereo equipment, but never like a fucking TV or like appliances. I don't know.
And they might have sold that stuff, but
maybe, but I don't remember it. If a child doesn't walk into your electronics store and it's like, wow, you got cool stuff, you're fucking up.
Well, not in business anymore. So
there you go.
There it is.
Well, I guess you can't. No, you can't blame Toys R Us for that because it was a fucking toy store. But
why did they go out of business?
I don't know.
Yeah.
internet, probably. I don't know.
More video games. They blamed it on the video games.
They sold those too.
No, I know. I agree, but I mean, yeah. Either way,
I can't explain it.
I was gonna say I was gonna get into
a
technological debate, but I don't. People are dumb.
I'm not an economist. I'm people. I'm fucking dumb.
No, people are stupid because they hate the fact that technology is moving the world along, and I love it. And I just don't. I don't get with the times or don't. You know, like it's funny because like people who hate where technology is going now got on people who hated where technology is going a couple years ago. Like people love cell phones. They're like, yeah, cell phone this, but then they get mad at their parents for not liking cell phones. It's like you can't be. That's hypocritical because cell phones are getting better, and now some people are like disliking the newer cell phones. It's like, but it's technology is advancing.
I saw somebody with one of those folding cell phones yesterday.
I think that's just dumb.
And I thought it was ridiculous looking. It was like where like the screen folds, and they had like
I just don't see how that's going to be.
They had a QR code they were trying to scan on something, and I was like, I wonder, and it wasn't working. And I was wondering if it was because like it was on the crease of the screen or some shit.
Hilarious.
But I was like, this is weird to me.
Here's the thing.
Get a tablet.
If it works, then fine.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, like, it seems like it won't work.
Oh, you mean like just the technology?
Yeah. Like, I feel like we're going to go away from it.
At one point, they had those cool sliding phones where, like, the screen slid up and you had a keyboard hidden under there and you could type. My fucking phone, I had one of those. It wore out within, like, 2 years because apparently the technology was cool, but it wasn't designed to open and close as often as it did. So it burned out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see a fucking screen being made to last that folds in and out of it.
Again,
that's just me, but it's a fucking screen. How does it fold? I thought they were glass.
Again, so technology moves ahead.
It's weird.
Streets ahead. And there's only
you're not streets ahead, you're streets behind.
Also same. So like here's one thing, like I'm cool if it works, but if it doesn't, then it's dumb. But that's no reason not to let technology advance.
Yeah.
And I know people who don't want it to.
There's like, trial and error. I mean,
yeah, exactly. And that's, also science. But
if you can make a screen that folds, to me the next logical step is making a screen into like a shirt or a piece of cloth. To me, that's the next logical step. Doesn't mean that that's the next logical step. What's up?
Like screen printing?
No, like a screen that is a phone that can fold. Why not make it into like a screen that flows and you could wear like a shirt or a cape or a fucking suit jacket that's a screen.
I think they have those though.
Do they?
Yeah, but it's like bad technology though.
Yeah, but I mean it could get better. Like because of this.
I mean, I'm sure.
Because of this advancement. Maybe it could get better.
But like, yeah, it's just bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's just bad. Like again, trial and error.
We'll get there.
No, fair. I technology just moves the world. So like when I see things like TikTok and stuff like that, I'm like, man, I should just try to learn it because if I don't, I'm gonna get left behind. And as somebody who used to be a business major, I always think like, man, how far behind am I on the things?
So what you're saying is I should download TikTok so I can catch up with everybody.
You should download TikTok so I can send them to you easier. But I always feel like I'm bothering you when I send them to you.
No,
via
I
text
always watch
message.
them. I always watch them.
I just want to tag them.
Whenever someone sends me a TikTok, I watch it.
No, that's fair.
I don't have the app because I'm worried about. I already feel like I spend a lot of time on my phone.
Oh, I'm 1,000% on my phone, so much more.
Yeah, and I feel like if I got TikTok, I'd be like, oh well, never see me again.
Let me tell you the apps that I spend the most time on: Facebook, Twitter, Messenger, YouTube. This is everything but TikTok, by the way. I also have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count that one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 games on my phone that I play regularly every single day. That's without TikTok. And then I spend 5 hours on TikTok every day. So it's not TikTok's problem.
That's fair.
It's my problem.
That's fair. Yeah, because I feel like I already spend a lot of time on my phone or like playing video games or like just watching Netflix and shit.
Yeah.
And
same.
I just don't. I feel like I've reached a point where it's hard to subtract from it, but I can at least not add to it actively. So
that's fair.
I think that's what I'm maybe going for.
That's okay. I understand that.
If you keep sending to me, I'll keep watching them.
That's fair.
So don't not send them to me.
I don't use Instagram that much, but I still have it, and I check it from time to time. But, yeah. And then if I'm not on my phone, I'm in front of this computer. Yeah. And then I'm on my phone while I'm looking at the computer. I've been on Facebook a couple times on my phone and on my computer at the same time. I'm like, okay, I got a problem.
It doesn't like overlap. It doesn't tell you like, hey,
no,
Keith, which one are you?
Why would it do that?
I don't know.
No, I can sign into everything on 8 different devices. I make sure I can because of that reason.
Woof.
Don't ask. Yes, don't ask me questions.
Now that I have your attention.
Exactly.
Sex! Now that I have your attention.
Same.
This is about money? No.
Oh, no.
You don't have my attention.
Same.
Money. I'm listening. You had me at sex. Pervert.
Let's see. So, is that it for Coming to America then? That's all the dislikes?
I have no dislikes.
No dislikes?
This is a fucking funny movie.
I'm going to let you go first for Slushie Meter.
5.
Same. I'm going to give it a 5. I have to.
Yeah.
No dislikes, right?
Because I've seen this movie start to finish. I can't tell you how many times, but it's not a lot. Because I remember seeing it when I was young. And I remember seeing bits and pieces of it since then. It was on TV like a week ago at work, and I was watching a bit of it here and there when I wasn't, when I was not trying to do my job. So yeah, and then sitting down and watching it start to finish. This movie is amazing.
It's a good movie.
It's funny all the way through.
It's a good movie.
And even in the scenes where it's not actively funny, it's still just entertaining. It's good.
A little bit, yeah.
And I really like it. 5.
I agree. 5, just because I know I love it. Yeah. One of my favorite movies, for sure.
Nice.
For sure. I guess that's it then.
I guess.
Okay, 5s all around, cheers all around, no dislikes all around. Next up, Coming to America. The distinction on the number 2. That's it. Anything else to add?
I'm good.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I was about to say Yahoo for some reason. Don't follow. We are not on Yahoo.
Follow us on AOL. Find us on MySpace.
Slushie Review is not streets ahead, apparently.
Say streets ahead and die. Streets ahead.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. It's active. You can go to it.
Really?
Yeah. It says you can donate if you want to. So
yeah, why not? Donate.
I'm not doing it, but yeah.
No, not us.
No. Yeah, please do,
them.
please, so we can continue to buy packets of Kool-Aid, 50 cents a pack. So just if you donate $1, that's 2 packs. That's 2 movies.
Kool-Aid doesn't grow on trees, folks. Come on.
Kool-Aid, no, neither does money to continue this to go. But either way, that'd be great. Let's see. That's it. That's all I got. This has been Keith
and Chris,
and we'll see you next week or whatever day.